Wanting to be left alone seems to be the only thing modern culture cannot tolerate. The thing that still bothers me when I think back to school is being punished even though I barely said anything. I was punished almost every day for doing nothing. I wasn't loud, I wasn't disruptive, I didn't start fights. My crime was simpler and far more dangerous. I didn't participate the way I was expected to. Just not doing homework consistently, despite being completely polite, was enough to make me a problem student. Not a struggling student, not a bored student, a problem. And once that label exists, something changes. Discipline stops being about development and starts being about compliance. You are no longer being informed, you are being managed. That was the first time I realized that these public institutions don't punish harm, they punish noncompliance, and they conflate the two. This is Canadian culture in a nutshell. Refusal becomes defiance, defiance becomes disorder, and disorder justifies sanction. They're preserving order, therefore, they must be preventing harm. And for those who buy into this culture, the Canadian boomer type, defiance feels insulting. Do you think you're better and smarter than me because I don't question anything and I'm willing to harass others for not playing along? Yes, obviously. I'm better than you. I've always been better than you, and I probably always will be better than you, but that's not relevant. During COVID, I recognized the same feeling I had as a kid sitting in detention. Not that someone had proved me wrong, but that the real issue was I wouldn't play the role assigned to me. How can this righteous persecution be wrong? Well, they're still here. The people who didn't want to wear your masks and do your rain dances are still perfectly healthy. Or look at me, I didn't want to participate in some institutional ritual and was told I was headed down a dark path, and yet here I am, having accomplished everything I ever wanted to, and if I had ended up a teacher who conflates obedience with goodness, I definitely would have considered myself a failure. And yet I had fellow students treat me like my behavior was mysterious, just like the drones during COVID. The teachers and bureaucrats are trying to help us. That's why you need to be pushed around, okay? And if you confront any of these people on their hive mind bullying, they will simply say, "You're still complaining about that?" Yes, we're still complaining because you refuse to take any moral responsibility for your behavior, and that's the only way you people are capable of functioning, by denying morality. A person disagrees with the institutions and wants to opt out, or simply declines to affirm something socially expected, and instantly the conversation stops being about whether they are correct. It becomes about whether they are acceptable. We used to call this cultural authoritarianism, and really that's what the culture war was about, cultural authoritarianism. The argument shifts from are they right to why won't they participate? Because the state relies on participation as a form of legitimacy, and their drones rely on people's compliance as a source of comfort. Dissent is manageable, but walking away isn't. Disagreement on who should hold the power is expected, but principled non-participation is destabilizing, and so is secession. You can crush an opponent, but it's impossible to preserve institutions that aren't market-facing when people refuse the social ritual. So the refusal gets moralized. The people who simply mind their own business are irresponsible. The good people who actually believe in consent, known as libertarians, are harmful. A threat to the group, they say. Liberals do not care about what is true. They only care about whether you visibly cooperate and that the police are on their side. And that's why the most disruptive act in modern society is not revolution, it's opting out.